Hi, digital media students. Welcome to the Macintosh operating system. Some of you are familiar with this, others of you aren't. By the end of the year, you're going to be very familiar with it. What I want to show you is the most efficient way to use this operating system. So we're going to go on a bit of a tour. My background at the moment, by the way, is a photograph of the waterfront down in Burlington, right at what we call the golden hour. You're going to be learning more about that as we get into photography, but you can see the light contrast makes me love this photograph, so it's in there. And you can look at my desktop. It's nice and peaceful. I do have a bunch of folders over here, probably more than I like, but it's beginning of the year, and that's just the way it is at the moment. When I start getting backed up and overwhelmed, I'll start dumping files on the desktop just temporarily so I can find them bang without looking through anything. And so if you see my desktop full of files, you'll know I'm feeling stressed. Keep that in mind when you come up from behind me and go, boo. Okay, and what you're seeing right now, let me give you a bit of a tour. You guys know the Apple. You know that when you hold that down, you can get the system preferences. You get information about your Mac. If you have a program that is hung up on you, which is known to happen with Adobe particularly, you might have to go in there and force quit. So if you click on force quit, here are all your programs that are open, and you can go ahead and force quit. You'll lose anything that's in there, but at least you can, get back to work. You can sleep, restart, shut down, log out. You all know that. Um, Again, we're back into Finder. Um, you've got files in which you can open and close things and make a new folder and all of that, but we're going to do it much more efficiently than having to come up into the menu bar up here and spelunk for commands. Okay, over here, these are the programs that are running. That little thing right there is running the video that I'm making you. So that icon's going on right now. And this is a really cool little app that I bought, which puts that little circle around my cursor. I can change that up, make it look really cool, and I might change that up when I have a sense of humor. And it will also show commands. So if I hold down the command key, you can see what key I'm pushing down. So it's showing the keystrokes for that, which is really important, particularly for this. This thing next to it is your access to Adobe, the Creative Cloud. Some of you have this, some of you don't. That's okay. You will all have it by next week. This is a backup system I've got for you guys. This is another backup system. Yours is green. Mine is this because it's my personal one, but you guys have a green circle around there, and it means that at the end of the day, everything that you've made is being backed up to a cloud account. So if your computer decides to lay down and die on you, you haven't lost your work. It keeps it for 30 days. So not to worry there. Here you're on Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. This is how much you're charged. You don't have to worry about that. This is to project it, so that if you want to project it on the Apple TV, you can find an Apple TV. Every once in a while, we screw up and send it up to business or some other place. So, and that's it. This over here is very, very handy. It's what they call Sherlock. It allows you to find, or they used to call it Sherlock. Now they're calling it Spotlight. It helps you find files. You can go in there and type in, I can type in employability, and it will come up with everything that's got employability in there. You can do in-depth searches on that, and I will do another video on how to do an in-depth search on a Mac. Okay, but in the meantime, I'm going to ignore that. The reason everything looks so clean and neat on here, though, is that I've got a bunch of windows that have been minimized so you can see. If I come down into my dock, it's showing all of my apps down here. You can modify your dock any way you want by going up into System Preferences and modifying the dock. You can play with it, get to a point where it really works for you. This really works for me. I like it to disappear when I'm done with it. I have all these apps over here. This right here with a little rocket ship on it is called Launchpad. For those of you who have iPads, you know this is where all your software programs are. I have a ton of software programs. They're a pain in the butt to find sometimes, so I'll just come up here and look for them. Like I might look for Dreamweaver. There it is. Comes right up. And then if I want to keep that in my dock, which I usually do, I'll take that icon and drag it down, and it'll go right into the dock, though I already have it down there. I could do that. I guess I could do that with Pinpoint to show you. See how that drops right in there? And then if I don't like that, I can go to options and remove it from dock. And it does that little, it's really cool. Okay, so what I want you guys to do right now is to stop the video and go into your dock, go into Launchpad, and put down into your dock Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop, and Adobe Animate. And we will go from there. So turn this off, go and do that, and then come on back. Oh, you're back. Okay, awesome. Great. So now I'm going to show you how to navigate this quickly and efficiently. I've got a bunch of windows. I am going to open, because I always have 9 bajillion windows that are open, because I'm always working and dragging things back and forth between programs. It may not be the most efficient thing in the world, but the way I navigate through them makes it really efficient. If you hold down the Command key and hit and hold down the Tab key, you'll see all the different programs I have open. ScreenFlow, that's my video capture thing that's recording all this. I have Adobe Illustrator. I have Dreamweaver because I've got my website up there. We've got Google Chrome because I've got Google Chrome. And we've got Finder. Finder is your operating system. They just call it Finder. That is the Macintosh chief guy in charge. The logistics supervisor is Finder. Okay, so let's say I am working in, I'm hitting Tab to get this to go through like this. If I'm working in Illustrator and I'm working on an illustration here for the game, this is, I think she's going to end up being Human Resources or something, but I thought maybe I'd keep her glasses empty, but I'm not so sure. But let's say I want to go and put her into Dreamweaver. I can hit Command and hit once. It goes back to Dreamweaver. And here's my site, and I might want to go and add that. I'm not going to go do that, but you can see how I've gone back. Now I'm going to hit Command and Tab again, and that takes me back to Illustrator. So if you just hit Command and Tab back and forth, it toggles back and forth between 2 programs. But if you hold down the Command and then continue to hit Tab, it will keep going through your programs. Very, very easy thing to do. Very nice. So what I want you to do now is to open a couple of programs and play with that. Go ahead. And being done with that, you're feeling pretty comfortable with that? Okay. What I want you to do at this point is play a little more. I think this thing is long enough. I will make the next video. Thank you very much.